The question is he the a-hole because he wants his wife to share her food? Now, I think this is going to be one of those instances where you can get, or you can feel like, no, this is who I am. You have to accept me for who I am. He has a love language. She has a different love language. So now we're going to have to find a compromise. So even though it sounds like something small and trivial, like sharing food, I think that it could turn into something bigger if you don't address it. You know what I mean?
I do.
I most got the email.
Hey, Bert Show. I need you to settle a point of contention between me and my wife. I love my wife and have no issue sharing any food item with her, whether she asks or not. She could literally take the food out of my hand and it wouldn't bother me.
Couldn't be me.
You ain't taking nothing out of my hand.
I'm going to fight you.
My wife, in the meantime, completely loses it when I eat her leftovers or items that have been sitting in the fridge for days without asking her.
Hi, it's me. I'm the problem.
She says it's a matter of respect, and I say it's a matter of love. So, am I the a-hole because I feel like sharing food is just an expression of love and comfort? The hungry husband.
So I am that person that I unlike Bert, who's like, for the longest time, he's said food is just to give him energy, gets him from A to B. There isn't a lot of enjoyment there. I get excessive enjoyment from good food. Like, I love good food. I love good restaurant experiences. So if I'm going somewhere, I'm getting something specific. For instance, if I'm going to our favorite Mexican restaurant, Taxco, I'm getting the enchiladas verdes with chicken and 2 sides of rice. So I can make this a 2-parter. I'm going to have one for dinner, and then I'm going to have one for lunch, right? Uh-huh. Don't mess with my green sauce, okay? So if I come home, and I think about this, like I actually will be verbal in the car as I'm driving home, and I'll be like, yeah, because I know I got leftover Mexican food in the fridge. And if I get home and it's not there, I would be livid. I would be very upset because I do feel like it's a lack of respect because that's the food I ordered. That's the food I want. And if you see leftovers, you just ask if you could have them. So to the hungry husband, you both have different expressions of love, okay? I'm trying to find a compromise here, but I'm very much on your wife's side. I do not want you touching my leftovers because I would be upset. It seems small and trivial, but I would be upset about it.
Yeah, just because something wouldn't bother you doesn't mean that your wife isn't allowed to be bothered by it.
There you go.
So, for example, you saying she could take the food out of my hand and it wouldn't bother me. Okay, but is she? Because it would be different if your wife was going into the fridge and taking your enchiladas verdes or that lava cake that you have left over from Chili's. Because I know that thing is really good and you were excited about it and you were looking forward to eating it. But it doesn't seem like your wife is doing any of that. It just seems like you seem to have no boundaries around the things that maybe she's planning to have or the meals that she's wanting to eat later. So I think that you are completely in the wrong here. I know that you don't see it as a big deal, but to her, it probably feels like you're crossing boundaries if you're going in and eating the food that she's planning to have.
Yeah, I can't disagree with y'all. I would love to, but I can't. And it is different for me because it's the anticipation of it. Like if my lady takes some food and I have it, like we just made it, I wouldn't care. She was like, can I have some of that? I wouldn't. But that feeling of you coming home, you know something is there, it's been on your mind, and you get home and to find out that someone else ate it, yeah, I don't see any love in that. I don't know where there's no love in that. I would be just as upset. I get where she's coming from.
Same thing. Literally just happened. I'm trying not to drink during the week. It was a long week. So I got home and I was like, I'm going to have me a glass of Sauvignon Blanc. Yeah. I opened the fridge. I looked for that Whitehaven. The bottle's not there.
Nah.
Exactly.
Yeah, nah.
And I turned and I knew what happened, right? But I wanted to make a point of it. So I turn around and I look at my husband. I go, hey, where's that bottle of Sauvignon Blanc? He's like, it must have disappeared.
I hate when they just walk out like that.
He's like, would you like me to go to the store and get you some more? And of course, being like a typical woman, I was like, no, I'm fine. I don't need anything. He went to the store and he came back 10 minutes later.
Okay, as he should have.
So that's what it means when wine's got legs. It just walked out and moved on.
Exactly what's happening.
So real quick, I reached out to Hungry Husband to see if he would come on the air.
Oh, you did?
And I get this email back, and it's real quick. It says, "Hey, Tommy, I'm looking forward to hearing everyone's feedback, and although I'd like to come on the show with you, there is a catch. I am actually the wife." So it's the wife that emailed us all along. She says, "My husband is very analytical, and every time this comes up and we get feedback from people, we know he assumes the feedback is because they're my friends or partial to me and because I'm a woman asking women. So in order to once and for all get a fair response, I wanted people who don't know us to assume his perspective when discussing the issue. He isn't a listener, so my plan was to play the segment for him afterwards if you guys read it, no matter the outcome. I'd be happy to come on with a voice disguiser afterwards if you'd like, but really don't want the cast knowing the questions coming from a female listener before they share their thoughts. Signed, not the a-hole."
Did we just get called sexist? Is the Bert Show sexist?
No, she just wanted her.
But now I'm confused as to who's taking the food.
The wife.
The wife
She
is.
is.
Oh, yeah.
She's the hungry wife.
But see, the husband always thinks people side with her because she's either asking other women or asking her friends.
No, sex
She
means
wanted to
nothing.
ask us.
Sex means nothing when it comes to leftover Mexican food. Don't touch my food.
I always tell my wife, Renee, on her tombstone, I'm going to write, "I just wanted a taste."
Yeah, not all is fair in leftovers, for sure.
The Bert Show.